Good evening, and students and parents. Today we have with us Prem Anand Rao. He is an Indian national and belongs to a typical middle class family, and started his career from Chennai to Mumbai, Lonavala. Then he went to the British National and he became one of the leading butler in UK and worked in Burley House and all traditional houses. Then he went to the Switzerland and set up a most reputed butler a company called London Butler Academy. So now today then we will know all about his journeys, his hurdles, what motivated him to choose a career path in abroad. So literally to become one of the leading butlers, it's not a joke. From a middle class guy to a journey to the Switzerland, a leading butler company. We know all the things. Keep taste to it. So what is the major difference between, you have already worked in ships and households and working in private households and estates. So what is the major difference between these three? Can you please elaborate it?
That's a very good question. In a household, you serve one client. But that one client, you have to go very deep. That one client will have a family and you have to know the family members only. One client means not one person. One client means one principal, their family members. But you got to go very deep. What do they like in terms of eating? What do they like in terms of clothing? How they like this candle to be placed where? What time they have their usual routine and like this. This is their desires. Then you have to learn about their mindset, their psychology, their temperaments. You have to learn about their temperaments. The temperament is like the lady of the house might have a temperament, the gent of the house might have another temperament, and so everything what you are doing, you go very deep into the characters, the essentials, the what you are providing, and how it is set up, and so on.
Okay.
Right? When you come into hotels or cruise ships, you have a client only for a certain period. The client keeps changing. So you have a basic framework from which you start working. You have a very little time to assess how do they like, what do they like, and how you can execute things.
Okay.
And like one client, you have another few clients attending. So you have to always manage your time, juggle your time, how you can do it. But you have a team to fall back on. You have a support team. Like you are not able to keep up with something. Make a call, there will be somebody who will come and support you. This is not available in household. In household, it could be available to little extent, but everybody is stretched. Here, you might have support. But there, you are more committed. You are specializing in a very high level to the extent of the temperature which is given, to the extent of the consistency what you are providing.
Okay.
One of my households, a lady of the house wanted her fruits to be cut in certain diameter. All the pieces has to be in certain diameter. It is not so demanding in hotels or cruise ships. And hotels and cruise ships also, when these guests get away, you can get away with some things which you didn't perform.
Okay.
In household, it is marked. You have to live with it. There is no way you can hide. In hotels, you can say I got stuck in a lift, I this and that one and things like this. So there is a place to run, escape, reasons, excuses, all these things are there.
Okay.
So this is in terms of the demands of the job. I'm not going further down into deep job descriptions, but I would think this makes sense. But probably you will have to, if you started there in the household, it is a walk in the park for you to work in hotels. If you started in hotels, you got a lot of work to do when you move into households.
So being an Indian students, they have finished their graduation in hotel management for 3 years. Most of the students, they go for their career advancement.
Yes.
They move to the Western countries like, apart from that, some of them, they go to the Australia and New Zealand too.
Yes.
Even these two countries also, their hot favorite is for hotel management and this hospitality industry.
Yes.
So basically, what do you suggest the students before they go to abroad? These skills they must be learned, and these are all the etiquettes they must learn. These are all the mindset they should possess before they're planning to their career in abroad. What do you suggest, sir?
What I suggest is you have to really learn to integrate into their culture. To integrate into their culture and to integrate into their work practices. Of course, when you are exposed to this society, it is not an easy thing to do because you are not exposed there and you are put there and there is a different culture, different work practices are there. But I would suggest in culture wise, they will be accepting. In work practices, they don't have to be accepting because work is certain. You are going to work for an establishment. You will be part of certain establishment.
Okay.
In the establishment, you need to follow the establishment rules, the country rules, and so there is no way you can get out of it. So what I would suggest is, especially in the lines of hygiene, safety, and work practices, systematic work practices, try to watch videos which are made in those countries and then not only watching, try to practice by you doing yourself. You give yourself an assignment. Say you wanted to serve a certain number of people, or you want to set a table, or you want to welcome people. You are in the reception, you want to talk to them. Stand in front of the mirror. Imagine that you are talking to an Australian, American, an English person. How would you stand? How would you talk? How would you address? How will you learn? You have to learn by watching in the videos or by practicing or by, I don't know if there is a course to help people to settle down there. They are doing here in India. I do not know, but definitely it's part of London Butler Academy. One of the modules is there. We are helping people to go overseas. What are the things they should look for? And so on. So we even give handbooks to what to look for and things like that. So I would suggest you imagining standing in Marriott, Sydney, then you are, how would you like to project? You would like to project with confidence. You would like to think. Don't attempt to pretend. If you don't have an accent, you don't need to have an accent. You just need to have a clarity. You can be an Indian accent, you need to have a clarity. If you get an accent naturally as you go, without pretending, without them thinking that you are pretending, then it's good. The accent is all, but the most important thing is you have to think methodology, how to work, systematically how they work, how they keep the place clean. I mean, I was in a conference 2 weeks ago in Switzerland in Davos. Clearly we can see the difference. This conference was 40 countries took part, but all Tamilians. I am being a Tamilian, I attended the conference. Clearly, after they eat, they leave the plate there. There is a place where you have to scrape it, where you have to put it across. Why don't they do it? They are so much used to people coming and clearing and everything. There, you need to do everything yourself. At least by watching people, they have to replicate, they have to learn, they have to do. They are not. So for that reason, you learn, as I mentioned, the cultural difference, which you need to do your own things, you need to attend your own things. As soon as you do something, clear that space. When you take something, put it back in the same place. All these little gestures matters.
So every little thing matters.
Yes. How do they learn? I cannot suggest, but they can watch videos, they can go to YouTube, or they have some institute to train this. I do not know. I have no idea.